Today we're on Chapter 6, Lesson 6, the Distributive Property, on page 485. So the distributive property, we're going to distribute multiplication across terms in the parentheses. Okay, now part of this book is going to do numbers, where they're distributing numbers across the distributive property. I don't do that. I only do it when we have the variable, because we would always follow order of operation when solving a numerical expression. For example, in the problem that they've given below, instead of following the distributive property, we would do order of operations and get 35, and then 35 times 3, and we'd get 105. So again, we would never use the distributive property when solving a numerical expression. We will only use the distributive property when we have variable expressions or algebraic expressions. So turn the page. So again, the algebra of this problem I call the OWL. So A, B plus C, A times B plus A times C. And then you get to see the little owl. If you do this every time, you will always get these problems right. If you forget to do the owl, you will forget to do one or both terms inside the parentheses. So again, always think about doing the owl. So let's skip down until we have one that has a variable in it, because again, we're not going to use these for the numerical expressions. Alright, so in example 2, we have 2 in parentheses x plus 3. So that's 2 times x, which is 2x, and 2 times 3, which is 6, with our plus in between. So 2 in parentheses, x plus 3, again, I put my owl, 2 times x is 2x, plus 2 times 3 is 6. And I have simplified it. There is no answer to this problem. I'm not looking for an answer. All I can do is simplify this. I cannot combine the 2x with the 6, because the 2 has an x with it, a variable, and the 6 does not. So I'm done with the problem. Try to do these 3 below using the distributive property and doing the owl. See you soon. Pause the video. Did you get what I got? I got 8x plus 24, 45 plus 5x, and 2x plus 6. So again, make sure that when you multiply across all the terms in parentheses, not just the first one. And number E, it doesn't matter that I have a number first and then a variable second. It's okay to write this as 45 plus 5x. In standard form, we would write that 5x plus 45, but the commutative property says both of those will work. Turn the page. Please turn to page 488. Again, we're not going to do this with numbers. Now, when we're factoring, we're doing the reverse of what we did before. And when we factor, it's much easier to do the upside down division tree looking for the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor of 3 and 15 is 3. So 3 times what gets me 3x? You're correct, x. So now 3 times x is 3x. 3 times what gets me 15? 5. Very good. And again, I carry my plus down, I put this in parentheses, and now I have written the distributive property in reverse, which is 3 in parentheses x plus 5. And then when I work it out, it's 3x plus 15, and they're both equivalent. This is where I started, and then I ended up with the 3 in parentheses, x plus 5. So try doing the factoring, and again, when you do this, let's go ahead and set up our upside down division tree, looking for the greatest common factor. See you soon. Pause the video. Did you get what I got? In number K, we can pull out a 4, which is the greatest common factor. So we have 4, and then in parentheses, 4 plus x. So 4 times 4 is 16, plus 4 times x is 4x. So that brings us back to the 16 plus 4x. The next one, 7, is the greatest common factor. So again, 7 on the outside in parentheses, x plus 6. When we put it back, it's 7x plus 42, and again, that checks correctly. And then the last one is the greatest common factor is 6, and in parentheses, 6x plus 5. So 6 times 6x is 36x, plus 6 times 5 is 30, and again, they all check correctly. So in the guided practice, please only do the ones with a variable. You do not need to do the numerical expressions. Only do the ones that have algebraic expressions or ones with letters. See you soon. Pause the video. So, number 1 we're not doing, and number 2, we have 3 distributed through x plus 1, so it's 3x plus 3. Number 3, we have 5 distributed through x plus 8, 5x plus 40. And the next one, 4 distributed through x plus 6, 4x plus 24. Now we're not going to do 5 because we're only going to factor when we see variables. So when we look at 4x plus 40, we see that they have a 4 in common. We pull the 4 out as our GCF. Again, this is our GCF. And then 4 times x gets me my 4x, and then 4 times 10 gets me my 40. So in parentheses is x plus 10. These combined make 4 in parentheses x plus 10. We're not doing number 7 and number 8. Why do we do this? Because it simplifies them into individual terms. So it takes them out of the parentheses so that we have 2 terms. All right, in the homework tonight, only do the ones that involve algebraic expressions with variables. Thank you.